Sagittarius, I'm getting a pretty interesting and kind of strange image come through for you when I was meditating on your energy. And what I saw was a polar bear. It was winter, there was icebergs, and I couldn't figure out whether you were the polar bear or you were this other person that I saw in the vision that was staring at the polar bear. And I took a long time to kind of figure out who was who. And I feel like maybe you're a little bit on the outside watching an interaction between two energies. And what I saw was a person, and they had like a winter parka on, with fur around the top. And their face was like a mirror. But it had kind of like an oil slick kind of image on it. You know what I'm saying? It kind of looks like all the colors of the rainbow, but kind of more green, black-ish. And the polar bear started walking towards this person and ended up going inside this like portal that was to be the face of this person. So this is a very kind of odd vision to have. And then I asked Spirit for clarification. What is this reading all about? And I got the card Courage, which just feels right. It feels to fit what I'm seeing exactly. The number 37 might be significant for some of you. There could also be a completion that you're arriving to. And you being able to see this whole situation, this whole scenario that's unfolding, maybe these are two parts of yourself that are integrating now, or maybe you're able to observe an interaction that you used to be involved with and now you're kind of on the outside and you're able to see all the dynamics in a way you didn't before. We're going to pull out more cards and find out what this is all about. I did get some more messages here. There could be a Virgo in the mix for you, or Virgo energy could be very important. Oh yeah, that's what this means. I also got, before this vision, I got a foe becomes a friend. Yes, because I guess this person looking at the polar bear would be somebody maybe who would hunt a polar bear down. A foe becomes a friend. So this could be a literal message where someone that you didn't think had your best interest at heart, or wasn't giving you a lot of opportunities, or withheld some information from you, suddenly has something to offer you. Now, I'm not saying you're going to be bosom buddies or BFFs, but perhaps they're a friend to you insofar as they offer you something you need, a certain piece of information or a reflection on something or someone. Okay, then I also got a spill. Yeah, this oil. Right, okay. So I drew a circle around it. I got this, and then I got the polar bear. An oil spill. Something might have felt slick, or somebody's persona or the mask they were wearing, there was a certain kind of slickness about them. This could also be yourself. The foe becomes a friend could be that integration of two parts of yourself. A part of you that was kind of warring against you in some way now becomes something that you can get along with. Okay, I also saw a hare, like a rabbit, and I got that this is an omen for you, that somebody might be watching you, or to watch out for something. Keep your wits about you. This doesn't feel like scary. It's more of, you might let something slip past you, or slide, maybe someone's sly, do something or say something when you need to be more alert to what's happening. It almost feels like somebody's maybe wanting to come into your home. This could even be someone like dropping something off, or you open your door to someone. There's just something that you need to keep your wits about you. Not everyone needs to be invited in. This could also be a metaphor. Then I saw a ring on someone's finger, and the person was like spinning it like that. And I got, how many times can you spin something around? Can you turn something around? And it felt like Spirit was saying the solution is just to take the ring off. Very cryptic messages for you, Sagittarius. Very symbolic, I feel. Maybe archetypal in some way. Yeah, I don't know. And something about a red thread or a red string I'm also seeing now. If you feel, I'm seeing, the polar bear and this person being tied to this red string. So if you feel like you want to keep watching, then there's definitely a message in here for you. But if it sounds too weird and wonky, that's cool too. Maybe this is just not your jam. It's not your message today, and that's okay. Okay, let's see what we get for you, Sagittarius. Let's pull out some more cards. What is this all about? It's oil slick face. Well, let's actually ask about this. Okay, I'm going to need 3 cards, Spirit. One for the person with the oil face, I don't know, and one for the polar bear and one for the watcher. The watcher, watch out. Yeah, that's you, watch out. Someone is watching. Maybe you're the one who's watching, right? Like rabbits, you know, a hare is very alert and will stay kind of still for a long time watching. Okay, so tell me first about the polar bear. What is this polar bear energy I'm picking up on? What does this represent for Sagittarius or whoever's watching? You can watch for whatever placement you prefer for the highest good of all. Spirit, this polar bear. Doesn't seem to want to come out. Okay. Okay, well, let's try the oil slick. There's the oil right away. The aspirant, ambition, diligence, and setbacks with these 2 keys, which are reminding me of Hecate right away. Crossroads. A part of you or somebody who's really aspiring to do something is maybe needing some courage to actually go ahead and do it. And this polar bear, if it's a part of you, which I feel like it is, even if it represents another person in some way, I still feel like we could read this as a part of you, which would maybe be the most helpful, okay, is wild. It's a wild animal. It's instinctual. It's fierce. It does have courage. It withstands harsh temperatures. It has what it needs to do that. And somebody facing a polar bear, for whatever reason, certainly also needs courage and ambition. So a part of you that's wanted to do something but has experienced some kind of setback, I feel like you're pulling this other energy into you, from yourself, maybe from your shadow or maybe from your inner child, or it doesn't really matter exactly where it's coming from at this point in the reading, but you're pulling this courageous part of you closer. It's becoming part of you. Your appearance might change too. Might be doing something with your appearance. Okay. So who's the watcher? What aspect is the watcher then? The gambler, loss and risks. Oh, there's the 3 cards. It's very interesting to me. And we have the number 3 on the dice here, 1 and 2. The gambler. So the part of you that is watching this integration take place, or this meeting of these 2 energies, is the part of you that is unsure if you should bring them together. Now let's hold on, pause. Let's translate it a little bit to something else. I hope you can jump in between these dimensions with me, because I do feel multiple things happening. If this is you coming together with someone else, or even bringing 2 things together, 2 people, 2 energies, whatever, it's like you're worried about it a little bit. It's a gamble. It's a risk. Of course it is, to bring this polar bear closer to you, or to bring this polar bear and oil face. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I just don't know how else to explain it. Portal face maybe is better. Portal face together. But see, when I say oil, then we just also are talking about this dichotomy between the natural world and the man-made world. And a reconciliation between the 2. Okay, but there's a risk bringing this energy together. So tell me about the polar bear that remains elusive, mysterious. Can we know anything about this polar bear? Who are they? What do they want? The chiromancer, delivering news and collaboration. Right. This part of you that wants to collaborate with you, integrate with you, to give you some news. The foe becomes a friend. Didn't I say that? The foe is going to give you information. Okay, so some of you are going to meet up with someone, or, someone who you would normally think is a foe, maybe someone who has opposite ideas to you, opposing views, or maybe this is like an old person that you know and you already know you don't like them. Whoever this foe is, they have news to deliver you, okay? And it's important. And taking it in is going to require courage, but it's going to help you move towards some ambition that you're striving towards, and that you've been diligent about working towards, and you've experienced some setbacks. It's like they have the key. But bringing this person closer to you, or this energy closer to you, or this aspect of yourself closer to you is a real risk as you see it, as you feel it. Okay, why does Sagittarius, let's use these. Why does Sagittarius feel like this is such a risk? Why does Sagittarius feel like this is such a risk? Cosmic joke and humor. One more. Perhaps that somebody won't take you seriously. Loophole, a workaround. Well, I feel like there's the keys again. I feel like you have a recognition that this is kind of ironic. There's something ironic about this, these two energies coming together. Because they're supposed to be in opposition in some way. But it creates a perfect loophole for you to move through something that's been a setback. Okay, let me get a little bit more and then we'll get the tarot out. I'm very curious to see where we go with this. What's the energy supporting Sagittarius? Childhood. Were you a courageous child, would you say, or a more timid child? Were you daring, rebellious? How did you handle setbacks when you were a child? Did you get back up on the bike, or did you say, nah, this ain't for me? No judgment either way, but there's something about the way you handled things when you were a child, when you were aspiring to learn something or to do something or become. The way you handled it is important for you to think about, and I feel like it actually supports you in this situation. You need to tap into that inner child and how that part of you reacted when you faced a setback. Because there's something very courageous about that part of you, very strong. Even if you find you were timid and you didn't get back up on the bike, that could be your strength, right? Is to know when to step back and know when to say enough. So however it was that you were, that's the energy to tap into that will support you moving forward. Okay, let's see. Did you have a lot of friends? Did a lot of foes? What went on there? Okay, this is all important information for you on what you can channel within you to help you move through this situation or this time in your life. Okay, tell me about the energy challenging you. Potential. Yeah, I feel like this is the thing. It's like there's a huge potential here to work with someone or to collaborate with aspects of yourself or bring things together. A huge potential. But it feels so risky to you because there's an irony in it. And maybe you feel like you're not, the loophole, right? Maybe you feel like this is somehow wrong or somehow not the way things should be done. But there's a huge potential in this. I feel like this reading is not going to resonate with many people. Patience at the bottom. Okay. That's okay. Whatever wants to come through, I'm down for it. As long as it's for the highest good of all. All right, so let's see. Sagittarius. What's the message here for Sagittarius? Wow. Look at this. This is your overall energy. That's the Eight of Wands. That's communication. But it's reminding me so much of this Courage card here too. The lightning path, it says on it. The lightning path. Yeah, exactly. Courage. That's the path you're on. You're on the path of courage right now. The bottom we have the Magus, the magician. This is a powerful, one of Pentacle or Ace of Pentacles, and it says one of Earth, form on it. You're bringing something into form. With the magician, I'm also seeing the King of Wands. By being courageous, you're manifesting the pentacle here. The opportunity, the thing that you've been wanting to really land on, I'm hearing, or hold in your hand, or have clarity about. And this is something tangible, something very real, something that could turn your life around in a way. It's like there's been fear. I'm seeing the card fear, Five of Wands, Five of Wind, which is like conflict, mental conflict, and people being unfair and manipulative. This manifestation that you're doing through the frequency of courage is bringing you something and allowing you to destroy some kind of energy that's been standing in the way that had to do with like overthinking something, or someone cheating, or someone not being upfront, and it causing fear for you. Like, should I move forward with this? Is this the right move? Like, is this even possible? And those fears are being ripped apart. I'm hearing you're ripping through them, ripping and roaring through these energies by manifesting this pentacle through courage. So the gamble, it's a win for you. But yes, it requires a risk. But you're very watchful for the loss. Understandably so, because I feel like that's the kind of mental energy that you've been observing in the lives of others, and also maybe remembering in your own life, that memory of loss. So it's hard to take another risk, which is why you need the courage. Whoa. Let me know if this is making sense. What's going on here? Okay, the Eight of Wands, the lightning path for your overall energy. I mean, I feel like we don't even need to clarify that. We have courage on the table. Well, actually, tell me a little bit more. Tell me a little bit more about your energy here. The Sentinel, determination and certainty. Yes, Eight of Wands. See, even though there's fear, but you're ripping through it, and even though there's something that's uncertain, the polar bear and this, portal face coming together, you don't really know what's going to happen, you're still determined to move towards your goal, your ambition, your vision. And this vision, this goal, ambition, it doesn't have to be something that's so certain, something you've worked out on paper. It could just be a feeling you're after. I don't know about this loophole and cosmic joke. That seems a little bit strange to me. What's that about? Talisman. The key. It feels like irony a little bit. I don't know. I'll dig into that a bit more in a bit. But maybe that's kind of the message too. It's like something feels a little bit strange here, a little bit peculiar. I feel like you have to move through that energy. Keep your eye on the prize. Yeah. There's something, I'm hearing stupendous coming through for you. Communication, collaboration. So what's the news? Let's find out what is the news? What is the news? What is the news that's coming through? Knowledge. Yeah, the polar bear, whoever this is, or the other energy that I'm seeing, there's knowledge coming together from these two energies. Like something's about to be written. 34, you're going to gain that knowledge and information that you need. Okay. 10 of fire for what you don't see coming. And it says the cage at the bottom. 10 of wands is an energy that can feel oppressing and overwhelming. So let's see a little bit more about why you don't see this coming or what this is. 10 of cups. It's the irony again in the chariot. It's like you realize that the cage isn't real. Chariot and the 10 of cups, and you just bust right out of it, ripping and roaring through the cage, through the fear. So if you've been feeling exhausted or like you don't know which end is up or just frustrated that you can't move towards something, I feel like what you don't see coming with that is the courage and the bravery that you integrate within yourself, and you go back to the way that you were as a child and how you handled certain situations. It just like blasts through this energy you felt like was never going to go away and turns it around. It melts it in a sense. 10 of cups, fountain of love, into possibility and potential. And there is something about the foe becoming important, becoming your key source of knowledge. Now, maybe you don't actually link up with a so-called foe. Maybe you think about somebody who you consider to be a foe, and you look into that energy and you think, what does this energy mean to me? Why were they my foe? What was it about the whole situation? Like you learn something by reflecting on it more. But something turns around here, okay? This is a breakthrough of energy is what you don't see coming. From the 10 of wands to the 10 of cups, through the chariot energy, through the courage. It's like once you decide that yes, you're going for it and you're going to take this risk and you're going to be determined and you're even going to be open to consider knowledge from maybe sources you didn't before, boom, it's like a breakthrough. Okay, 9 of earth, 9 of pentacles, the zenith, it says on it, for your opportunity. This is a feeling of agency and autonomy and independence and accomplishment. This is feeling secure. I also feel like this might be the energy of you looking at these, the portal person and the polar bear, both P's, maybe P is a letter that's significant for you, coming together. Six of water, there's the childhood, the nostalgia. The last pentacle is in your childhood. That's what you're manifesting though. The Ace of Pentacles. To bring to your 9, to make the 10. The key, the answer is to muster up that way you were when you were a child. Go back to a time where you felt you were courageous. It doesn't matter what other people thought about your courage, whether it was courageous or not. How you felt courageous. Go back to that time and work with that energy. Bring that energy back into life, into your life, into the present moment. It's the missing pentacle, the missing piece. That's your opportunity. There's something fiercely independent about you. And that's your opportunity to remember that. Because if you remember how fiercely independent and autonomous and free you are and sovereign, then perhaps the fear of collaborating and integrating and, this ironic situation with getting information from somebody else won't feel so scary. Because that kind of collaboration won't be a threat to your autonomy. At least you'll know that. It's not a threat to your autonomy, but then you'll really know it. Okay. The challenge is the Page of Wands. This is news for me. This is my message card. There's news. So what's the challenge with the news? 3 of Fire, bright light, the Tower, and the Magician. There's something about the key, the answer, or something that you've been looking for being right in front of you. This is why that rabbit energy is important too, because it's right there. You need to see it. What did I write down here? Keep your wits about you. It's like right there. 3 of Wands, the Tower, and the Magician. You could get some news that something's about to go belly up, or something's about to implode or self-destruct. It's your opportunity in some way. I don't know why, but that's what I'm seeing. You get a message that something's about to go off. Maybe this is even like a download, a spiritual download you get, an intuition. Something's about to go off. And the challenge is to know that this is part of the manifestation. This is part of how you get that thing you've been wanting and looking for. The loophole, the cosmic joke, the humor. Something must fall pretty dramatically with the Tower in order for something to manifest. But you hear about it. Someone tells you that, or a spirit tells you that. And it's a challenge because perhaps you don't want that to happen, or you're not sure why that would even be related. Let's see if I can get some more information. Can we get something more specific and concrete here to help me more than you, to help me ground this message, to understand it? Not that I always need to understand, as long as you do. Bloom in the cracks, resilience. That's it. The Tower falls down, but up from the rubble comes the opportunity. So you have to be resilient through a difficult time. This could be like, I'm just going to give some examples, so take them or not. But it could be like you're going through financial hardship and it feels like something's about to hit rock bottom, but the closer you get to that, the more your opportunity becomes apparent. Okay? It could also be there's something about to come out and you can't do anything to stop it. And maybe you're thinking about if you should stop it or you shouldn't stop it. Should you say something? Should you just let it run its course? You have to kind of step back from that and let something happen. It also might be that someone gives you some information about someone else or something else, and the information they give you is not maybe what you wanted to hear or what you hoped for, but it's exactly the moment of courage you need to see that this is meant to happen this way. This is going to remove the setback. Okay? Your advice is the 2 of water, the collaboration, the integration, the coming together, the sacred cord, the red cord I saw, right? The red string connecting this faceless portal oil slick person, like not a bad energy at all. And the polar bear, not a bad energy either, just different, but connected, coming together. That's your advice, is to bring those parts of you together. Or if you know people who fit the bill of those kinds of symbols or images I'm seeing, then to bring them together. That's the advice. Venus in Cancer could be significant for someone. That's what this card is. It's a card of Venus in Cancer. Let's see. 3 of Wind, recognition. 3 of Swords. See, it's through gaining this knowledge from this so-called foe that you are able to recognize why something has been a block, a setback, mentally, energetically even. For some of you, there's this could be you, or it could be someone you know trying to manifest an energetic block for your manifestation. And you're going to learn about that from someone. They're going to let you know. This could be a Libra or someone with Libra energy. Okay. Temperance. Yeah, the alchemy, the coming together, the tempering of the energies. This is really amazing, I feel. But very unique at the same time. The Pentacle again, the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, okay. I'm going to do an extended reading. In the extended, we're going to go a layer deeper. We're going to see what else comes through. It tends to get more specific because there's less of you there. If you're interested, the link is in the description box below. If not, that's cool. If you don't like that idea, just trust that Spirit knew you weren't going to go to an extended and gave you all the information that you needed. And I truly feel like that's the case. Like, information is coming to you. If you let it in. Right? The polar bear going in. Like, if you let it in. You have to be courageous to receive the information. Okay? So the outcome for you in the next little wit, I wanted to say. I don't know why that was coming out. In the next little while, but something about little wit, maybe, I don't know. There's someone who's had little wit about something, because I did write down, keep your wits about you, but then also week, the next week, okay. Yes, Spirit, the next week. 2 of Swords, the crossing. I feel like this is when you cross paths with this other energy. And I guess throughout this reading, I really have positioned the polar bear as the outside energy, just because it's animalistic and less showing up like a person. Anyways, you're going to come across this energy in the next week, crossing paths. And this is going to help you make a decision, or a decision is going to be made. Let's see. Can you tell me more about the 2 of Swords? What are we doing here? The 8 of Swords, power shield. Ooh. That's interesting. The Hangman. These cards, the 2 of Swords, the 8 of Swords, and the Hangman, and the way the 8 of Swords came through as power shield, they're giving me the message that you decide to shut something down after receiving this knowledge. The Hangman. You're given a new perspective once you cross paths here, and then you're shutting something down. What are you shutting down exactly? It's like you create a shield in your mind around something. 8 of Pentacles and Temperance. It could be that voice inside of you that says, no matter how hard I work on this, it's never happening. Like, it's just, I don't know what the point is anymore. I have so much ambition here, but it's just setback after setback. That's the part of you that you shut down. For others of you, it's somebody who's been a obstacle for you, a block in your path. And the way that you shut it down is through your mind with the swords and the hangman, the new perspective. I need one more. I need one more to finish this reading, Spirit. Protection and fire. Protecting your energy, protecting your spirit by shutting something down. Yeah. So think about your courageousness and your childhood and what that looked like. And call it into you. Get the information you need and shut something down that's been blocking you. And protect your energy, protect your fire. This is going to do this. It's going to require some kind of risk. Okay? But the breakthrough you're going to have as a result is like divine. All right, Sag, that's what I have for you. I hope that helped. I love you so much. I'll see you next time.